Hello and welcome to a new episode of Trains App, and today we're at Wolverton on the West Coast Mainline. We'll be seeing services from Avanti West Coast, London Northwestern Railway, and with any luck, some freight as well. As I was getting the parking tickets sorted for my stay here, two Freightliner Class 86s came howling through. I can assure you, it was a beautiful sight. I only wish that I'd got here 5 minutes earlier, and then I would have filmed it for you, but can't have it all. But I've had a cheeky look, and I think we're due for some good variety in freight today. So, let's see what shall turn up. Okay, our first train of the day is going to be a triple load of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s working a service to Northampton. Leading the way is 350-263. As we also have a pair going off to Crewe. 350-109s in the middle. Here we have 350-247 and 350-369. And I'll get the rear set from this train when she departs. Okay, but ready to depart now is going to be the 1625 London Northwestern Railway service to Northampton. On the rear is 350-105. Okay, our first freight train of the day, running over an hour early, is going to be a Freightliner 66 hauling an intermodal train from Birch Coppice to Felixstowe. 66-591. And she is not hanging about. Okay, the next train to pass by is an Avanti West Coast Class 390. 390-117 heading a service to Manchester Piccadilly. One thing I love about Wolverton is you capture some great lean on the 390s. And the 221s. And there she goes over the viaduct. And gone. Okay, the next train around the bend is presumably... Oh, no, it's not. Not what I thought it was. But it is an Avanti West Coast Class 390. 390-045. Now, I was expecting a Voyager, as the next train to pass through should have been going to Birmingham New Street, so I will double check to see if that is indeed the Birmingham train, because it was going to be followed by two Liverpool services. Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 1638 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston from Birmingham New Street. The previous 390 was indeed going to Birmingham. Okay, so leading proceedings is 350-121. With 350-117 bringing up the rear. Marvellous. Okay, the next train to pass by is an Avanti West Coast Class 390 going from Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston. 390-114. And then we have another Avanti West Coast Ghost. 390-126. Bound for Liverpool Lime Street. Again, departing now is the 1638 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston. Okay, the next train to round the bend is going to be another Avanti West Coast Ghost, going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. (391.46). Okay, and about to round the bend is going to be another Class 390 for Avanti West Coast, going to Glasgow Central. That's worked by 391.51. Alrighty then, the next train to make an appearance is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 going from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. (391.35). Pantograph sparking away quite nicely there. Okay, the next train to pass over the viaduct and then come through the station is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. (390.050). Oop, try that one again. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a pair of GBRF Class 47s going from Derby Litchurch Lane to Wolverton Centre sidings, hauling one of the brand new Greater Anglia Class 720s. I'm never going to say no to these. Okay, leading the way is 47.739. Hauling 725.42. Caledonian liveried 47 on the rear. There goes one of the masked 390s bound for Manchester Piccadilly. It's 47.724 Edinburgh Castle on the rear. Very, very nice. Okay, it looks like she's off. There's just an enormous amount of clad coming out the lead loco. Okay, well the sort of thing you don't expect to see on platform 4 here at Wolverton is an Avanti West Coast 221 Super Voyager in the form of 221 111. I'm going on the belief it's running ECS because there is nobody on it. Nope, she's completely empty, so it's running ECS. I didn't even know that there was an ECS coming through. Interesting. Okay, well, as puzzlement still fills my brain, we have 354.10 leading in the 1659 London Northwestern Railway service to Birmingham New Street. As there we have an Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino working a service from Glasgow Central to London Euston. Still have no idea as to what that Avanti 221 Super Voyager is doing, as I can't see anything in real-time trains to even give me a slightest hint. Okay, now departing is the 1659 London Northwestern Railway service to Birmingham New Street. Next calling point will be Northampton. Plenty of people on board. On the rear is 350-106. Okay, well 220-111 is now heading off. I generally have no idea what she's actually supposed to be running, but it is definitely an ECS of some description. Alrighty then, the next train to pass by is going to be the Royal Mail train worked by the 325s going from Willesden to Shieldmere. Leading the way is 325-001. Then it was 008. With 007 bringing up the rear. Nice electrical whine from some of the motors. And then we have another Avanti West Coast Class 390 heading to London Euston from some far and distant land. And I couldn't tell you the number on that one, I'm afraid. All I do know is it's sparking like a good one. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast 390. 390-008 bound for Manchester Piccadilly. And the previous 390 was going from Manchester to London. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s going from Crewe to London Euston. (239) and 123. Okay, then trying to pass by is another Avanti West Coast Class 390. (390-006) bound for Preston, and then we have the 1717 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston turning up, led by 350-105. With 350-109 in the middle, and then I'll get the rear when she departs. But as it stands, this is running near completely empty. Okay, here we have a pair of Avanti West Coast 221 Super Voyagers. There goes 221-101. With the Avanti West Coast branding on the rear. As now departing, it's the 1717 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston. Speaking of 221 Super Voyagers, we eventually found out that the 221-111 that was sat here, I think it was going from Barton to Ilford EMU, which is a bit weird. Okay, and then squeaking away out is 352-63. Okay, here we have 352-66 and 119 working a London Northwestern Railway service to Crewe. Okay, the next train to arrive is going to be the 1725 London Northwestern Railway service to Northampton. Leading the way is 350-103. Then in the middle we have 350-231 in the half-done livery, and then on the rear is going to be a 350 in the former London Midland colour scheme. So you've got a bit of all three going off here. What you want is a oh blimey, the word will come to me. Basically, you want 4 train sets on here. So you've got you'll have full London Northwestern Railway livery, then you've got the white London Northwestern, then you have the partial London Northwestern, and then you have the London Midland colour scheme. Quad, that's what you want a quad set. That's the word you're looking for. Idiot. Okay, now departing is going to be the 1725 London Northwestern Railway service to Northampton. On the rear of this is going to be 350-126. Could do with a bit of a clean. Okay, here we have 390. 115, Alison. Not too sure where she's going, so I'll have to check in the next clip for you. Okay, the next train to pass by is the Avanti West Coast Class 390 heading to London from Manchester. 130. There goes 39157, working Avanti West Coast service to Liverpool Lime Street. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be the Avanti West Coast Class 390, Lady Godiva, going to London Euston. And that is going from Manchester Piccadilly. The last 390 that went to London was going from Liverpool, and then the 390 heading north was going to Manchester. Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 1737 London Northwestern Railway service from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. Leading the way is 35252. With 35233 bringing up the rear in its London Midlands colour scheme. And then we have a Freightliner Class 66 leading an intermodal train from London Gateway to Garston. 66537. She is not hanging about. And then I think this is about ready to head off, I believe. He says. That sounds promising. Yeah, it is promising. And then we have a pair of 2-to-1 Super Voyagers for Avanti West Coast. (117) and 116 bound for Birmingham New Street. Okay, the next train to come and blow your wig off is going to be... Hello, 305 and... 39121. Okay, we've got another 66 coming through, going from Felixstowe to Lawley Street on 66513. Kicking up a fair amount of wind as she rattles along. Okay, here we have 39103 bound for London Euston. I have no idea where she's come from. Bearing in mind, I have no idea where the two went to either. To or from. Okay, here we have 39049 with Avanti West Coast leading a service to Glasgow Central. The previous trains were going from Birmingham, you had one going from Liverpool, and you had one going to Manchester. Okay, the next train to pass by is another 390 going to London Euston. I think that was 39012 going from Glasgow to London. And cool, he's slammed the brakes on there. You can see the dust and I can smell it. Oof. Okay, the next train to be giving it the beans is going to be another Freightliner 66 going from Ditton O'Connor to Felixstowe, 66533. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be a GBRF Class 66 going from Trafford Park Euro Terminal to Felixstowe North GBRF of 66712. Kicking up a nice amount of wind just for the fun of it. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast 390. (39013) working a service to Manchester Piccadilly. Okay, the next train to pass by is 39136 City of Coventry going to Birmingham New Street. Okay, the next train to drive is the late running 1800 London Northwestern Railway service to Birmingham New Street, complete with blood splatter on 35115. Some bird has met their unfortunate demise. Plenty of doctors on board. Good about turn. And it will be a London Midland delivery 350 when she goes. Okay, the next train to pass by is another Avanti West Coast 390 going to London Euston. (39153) going from Preston to London Euston. And they're really sparking well under that bridge. I completely agree with you. Okay, well, this 35115 is currently having a wee. It's now on its way to Birmingham New Street, with its next calling point being Northampton. On the rear is 35241. Complete with blood splatter on the rear of that as well. Jolly good. Okay, now giving it the beans. (39046) scruffy rear end on there. I shall find out where she's going in the next clip for you. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 going to London Euston. I couldn't see the number on that one, I'm afraid, but that was going from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston. The previous 390 was off to Liverpool Lime Street. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be City of Manchester 39114. Not too sure where she's off to, I must admit. I'm going to keep her rolling though, as we're going to have a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s coming down, working a service from Crewe to London Euston, and they sound really healthy. 260 leading, with 407 bringing up the rear. Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 1817 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston from Northampton with 350-126 leading proceedings. Then we have 350-231 in the middle. And then it'll be a fully liveried set on the rear. I'm going to keep it going as I believe there's going to be another freight train coming through momentarily. I had the warning to stand clear anyhow. There's a chap up there leaning, which is giving me... Here it is. It's going to be a DB Cargo UK Class 66 going from Dagenham to Moss End with the car train. So it's going to be a load of Fords on board, so choose any make and model you like. Courtesy of 66135. Then we have a 390 of some variation from Avanti West Coast heading to Glasgow Central. And now departing is the 1817 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston. Next calling point will be Milton Keynes Central. And then on the rear is 350-103, so it sees the return of that set heading to London. That car train kicked up an awful lot of wind there. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 going from Birmingham New Street to London Euston. (390-123). Okay, then the next train to run the bench should be a pair of London Northwestern Railway Class 350s going from London to Crewe. Leading the way is 350-117. With 350-121 bringing up the rear. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino going from Liverpool to London. (390-124). Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 1825 London Northwestern Railway service to Northampton from London Euston with 350-114 leading the way. The 350-409 tucks nicely in the middle. And then another London Midland liveried 350 bringing up the rear. I shall get that for you when this service departs. Okay, departing is going to be the 1825 London Northwestern Railway service to Northampton. Bringing up the rear of this is going to be 350-128. And then I'll keep it rolling as we have another Avanti West Coast Class 390 heading to London Euston from some far and distant land. (390-040). Okay, the next train to round the bend is another Avanti West Coast Class 390 heading to Lancaster from London Euston. (390-137). Okay, our final run of the day is going to be a DB Cargo UK Class 66 going from Trafford Park to London Gateway. 66092. And as she thunders her way down the West Coast Mainline, I shall leave it there. Thank you all very much for watching, it is greatly appreciated. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today, then please do like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, I do get back to them as and when I get the opportunity to. Thoroughly enjoyed filming back here at Wolverton. It's been an amazing station to come back to. Plenty of variety seen throughout, so I cannot complain. But my next film is going to be from a footbridge just south of Wembley Station on the West Coast Mainline, so really looking forward to going there and just seeing what is what. So, until next time, from me here at a rather overcast Wolverton, I shall see you all later. Take care, guys. Goodbye.